Good morning, welcome back. This is another part of my pantry challenge, cleaning out my freezer. This is another meal that I'm going to make. You saw my previous video, you see that I had, I don't know, I want to say this is about 4 pounds of hamburger meat dated from 2019. Yeah, oh, excuse me. Y'all, this is a mess. Honestly, I'm not sure how this is going to smell. Lord willing, it won't smell bad, and I can make this meatloaf. But let me go ahead and show you the ingredients in it. I didn't have to go buy any ingredients. These are ingredients that I already have on hand, and they are ingredients that are what I call dry ingredients that you can keep and stock your pantry really well with, or they're my canned items. Or there's something that we grow here on the farm, which is I'll be using 2 eggs, which are from my girls. I have 2 cans of tomatoes. They were homestead heirloom tomatoes from last year. I need to use those up. I need to use my dry onions, which I got from the LDS store. Oatmeal, which I also got from the LDS store. And then I have these peppers here, since I don't have any fresh on hand and I don't want to spend money going out and buy them. I broke out these Augustin Farm bell peppers. They are beautiful. They double. I have a video on that. Some people agree with my analysis. Some don't. Go check it out. Next one, I'll have ketchup. And then I spray my pans. Hopefully I'm going to get 3 small loaf pans. I will eat 1 for the next 2 nights for dinners, and the other 2 will go in the freezer. So let me go ahead and get everything in here incorporated, and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so my hamburger meat does look good. You can see it is red, even though the outside didn't. I was worried because this is about 2-year-old hamburger meat in the freezer, but it's fine. First thing I'm going to do too is just get some garlic. I don't really just measure, about a teaspoon. Put that in there. And then I'm going to start adding my dry ingredients. The first thing I'm going to add are my peppers that you see right here that I got from the Augustin Farms. They've been rehydrated. I will throw those in there. So it's probably a little more than what I'm used to doing. To that, I'm going to take some oatmeal to make it a filler. Kind of, oh my word, I can't get the top off of this thing. Good night. Okay, I got the top off. Again, I'm just going to measure it. Kind of like pour it into what I think I need. It's about a cup. That looks good to me. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be using dehydrated onions, which I got from the LDS store. They're a great place for get prepping items at a reasonable price. A lot cheaper than some places. Again, I don't measure. I'm just going to probably add, I don't know. I guess it's going to be about a cup. And this is, like I said, about 4 pounds of hamburger meat. So yeah, I'm trying to make this like really taste flavorful. I get my tops back on. The next thing I'm going to add, done that. The next thing to add, I'm not going to add any salt or sugar. I have, let's see, we'll go ahead and add my 2, eggs into it. And then I'm going to pop these jars off and then strain them and put my whole tomatoes in them next with that. Okay, I want to show you my popping them. These are from last year. Yep, they smell good. They look good. Oh yeah, they're ripe. But what I need to do is to get over here and drain them. So let me go ahead and go get that done. So here are the 2 cans of my canned tomatoes from last year. I'm just going to take them and put them in here. Now remember, this is a pantry challenge. I'm only trying to use what is in my pantry. Next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to take all of this and mix it up by hand and then put it inside of my baking pans. While I'm mixing this, I just want to tell you guys, I think it's a really good idea to have a prepared pantry, a stocked pantry. If you're not into prepping, you definitely need to think about it with what's going on in this world. Never hurts. You don't know if there's going to be job failures, profit losses. Y'all, the list is endless, and we've seen a lot of that in the past almost 18 months. So anyway, like I said, all of this stuff is stuff that has been dried. It has come from long-term food storage, or we grew it ourselves here on our little farm. So it's always good. And like I said, this is my pantry challenge. I'm only trying to use what is in my house, not going out to buy anything. And this is going to be one of those meals. And as you can see, this is going to make a lot of meatloaves. Actually, probably more than what's actually there right now. All right, I've got these put into pans. Like here, I ended up with 3, which was good. I thought a good way to make these nice and uniform, where they'll come out and cook evenly, is to get yourself a spatula. And after you put it into your pan, is to do this, just kind of on the sides, Kind of makes them a little more uniform. They cook easy, better. I guess more in between. And the last thing I'm going to do is throw me some ketchup on top of it. You use whatever you're used to. Just going to put some ketchup on top of it. Put it in the oven. It's probably going to cook about, I don't know, about a little over an hour. And then I'll check it and I'll bring it back. Now, I am making 3. One of this will be dinner for one night. The other 2 will be cooked and put into the freezer for next week when I go out of town, or when I feel like I need a freezer meal real fast. I don't feel like cooking. I much prefer to go ahead and do a lot of this ahead of time. It just makes things easier. So this is what it looks like right here, right there. And just to make it a little bit more presentable, I'm going to get some parsley flakes like that and put it on it. Looks good. Put it in the oven for about 350, 375 for the next hour or so. Alright guys, while those meatloaves are cooking, I wanted to show you what else I'm using out of my freezer for the Freezer Pantry Challenge. In my video above, I will link up above. I finally got a hold of a computer. I'll leave the video above of all the stuff that I was working with. I was working with some cheddar cheese that I had gotten and thrown in the freezer. And also this cheddar cheese. I actually found this at the back of the refrigerator, so I'll be using that as well. I am grinding up this cheese right now, which was this, to use in some macaroni that will go with this meal. So as you can see, I'm using everything that I can possibly out of that freezer to knock it down again, so I don't have to spend any money, more money this week for any items. All right guys, I'm back, and this is the meal that I came up today for the Freezer Clean Out Pantry Challenge, October 2021. As you can see, I've got the meatloaves all ready. Like I said, I did end up getting 3, and you can see it's on this plate right here. It's already been divvied up. This is another one we've got. I went ahead and put the rest up in the fridge. But I've got 2 more that I can put in the freezer for next week. I went ahead and cooked them. I usually don't. Went ahead and cooked them, so I've got actually 2 more meals here. And like I said, I used the dry peppers and stuff for that, but I was not paying attention. Like I said, I wanted to use the freezer meals, the freezer items first. I should have paid attention because I had this bag of peppers and onions in there that I should have put into my meatloaf mixture, but of course I forgot about it. That's fine. We'll save it for another meal, but that is something else I've got to come up with to do with those. So anyway, should have gone into my meatloaf, but it is what it is. Okay, so anyway, that hamburger meat, I made meatloaf. With all that cheese, I made a huge, yes y'all, a huge pan of macaroni and cheese. What's not used will be cut into pieces and frozen for future meals. So it'll be like another freezer meal. Yeah, so that's what I ended up with. So for the second good meal, I guess you could say, the first meal, I did the barbecue. I did the barbecue and the broccoli, and I had the apple autumn cake. All ingredients came out of the freezer. Everything came out of the freezer with this one, or the pantry, because like I said, right now I'm working on a freezer clean out, but of course, you know, when you make stuff, you have to use things from the pantry. Needless to say, nothing in here I had to buy. It was already here. So anyway, here's dinners tonight. Is homemade macaroni and cheese, the meatloaf, and some canned carrots. Yeah, I really wished I'd used those, but I'll probably save those for like an omelet or a frittata, or I don't know, something like that. So anyway, and I have 2 left to go in the freezer, 2 meatloaves to go left back into the freezer, as well as the rest of this macaroni. So I hope something in here encourages you. I appreciate you stopping by. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for stopping by. And what's going on in your freezer? Are you up to this challenge too? Let me know in the comments below. You guys have an awesome day. Thanks for stopping by. God bless.